Today we'd like to introduce you to the new next-gen cat dozers. Today we're going to be looking at the D3, which was a replacement for the former D5K. We also offer the D2, which was a replacement for the D4K, and also the D1, which was a replacement for the D3K. All these models are offered in a standard and LGP undercarriage configuration. All models have the same horsepower, weight, and footprint as the former models, and bottom line, we're building the same rugged, powerful machine our Heritage was built on. One of the new features you'll notice on the next-gen cat dozers is the sloped hood. This provides the operator great visibility over the top of the hood for a great peripheral vision of the job site, and then also great visibility down to the corner of the blades where the operator looks to do their grading work. I'd like to point out a few things on the dozer that we often overlook when purchasing equipment, and one of those things is a simple item such as hose routing. At CAT, we spend a lot of time being sure we have a location for every inch of the hose, and this machine is no exception. You'll notice these hydraulic lines for the dozer are located in secure areas and clamped down so they are not rubbing against other surfaces, which increase the risk of a leak. Also, a very important part of the dozer is the dozer blade itself. You'll notice on the back of this blade you can actually see 4 different sections vertically up and down. And what each of those are is what we call a sail. The sail is made up by taking a piece of curved metal, which is on the front, the moldboard, and then we butt a piece of C-channel up against it and weld that, and that makes up one sail. We just continue that process down the blade to continue to put the blade together. Generally speaking, the more sails you have in the dozer blade, the stronger the structure will be. Another standard feature I'd like to point out is the top pitch link. This link can be adjusted to adjust your pitch forward or rearward, and what that does for you is adjust how aggressive or less aggressive the blade is at the cutting edge. We also offer a power pitch version of this as an option where we use a hydraulic cylinder which can be activated by the operator in the seat of the cab of the machine to do the same function to adjust the blade forward or rearward. This difference allows you to increase your productivity based on the application you're working in. One thing that's very nice on the CAT next-gen dozers is ground level serviceability that you see here on the D3. Simply just walk over, new engine enclosure located on the right-hand side of the machine versus the left-hand side. Easy access to our engine oil dipstick right here that we can check very easily from ground level. Also, we can view right up in the top of the hood the coolant level of the engine coolant, and also if we need to be doing a engine service, we can replace the engine oil filter by removing that cover. The engine oil filter is located here, and then to add our additional oil during the change, this is our fill point right here. The air cleaner is located right above. We simply just flip up the yellow tab that you see there, pull the filter out. And also we have the optional engine heater block right here where you plug in your electrical power source for that. All this work can be done very easily from ground level, which makes it very nice for an operator beginning his day, checking those daily maintenance points. The item on a dozer that really makes it unique is the undercarriage. It represents about 50% of the owning and operating costs for the owner. So let's take a look at what makes a CAT dozer unique in this area. Number one, part of this area is the final drive. The final drive is what absorbs the shock load from the blade initially. So we use a planetary final drive on all of our CAT next-gen dozers. Planetary final drives mean there is a sun gear in the center and planet gears, in this case 3 to 4 around the outside, which spread the load out over multiple gears. Also very important in the undercarriage is protecting that moving undercarriage from wear from dirt and abrasive material. You'll notice here on the Cat Next Gen Dozer, we have a nice guard that runs from the sprocket all the way up to the front idler. And this guard's role is to shed material off the track roller frame and keep it from falling down through the track roller frame and coming into contact with the moving parts, which would cause wear. With our Cat Next Gen Dozer machines, we have two different undercarriage configurations. The machine you see here today is an LGP, which is a wider gauge which offers wider track, in this case 26-inch shoes on this D3 LGP, or the more narrow gauge, which is the standard, and on this machine those shoes would have a width of 20 inches. We also offer two different types of undercarriage depending on the application you're running. We offer the salt undercarriage that you see here, sealed and lubricated track, and also the Cat abrasion undercarriage, which has a rotating bushing which removes the bushing from being the limiting wear factor on the moving undercarriage. And this all as a package is really what helps the operator minimize their owning and operating costs. Grade control on construction equipment is becoming more and more important these days. On all Cat dozers, we have a feature we call Slope Indicate, which provides the operator the actual slope the machine is sitting on. Formerly, a lot of you are probably familiar with this slope meter. This little device actually was used to actually show the operator manually what slope the machine was sitting on, thus taking the guesswork out of doing the grade work the operator wanted. Less guesswork means less passes, means higher productivity. All Cat dozers today, we provide this information in the dash of the machine, standard equipment. The D3 you see in front of us here actually is an integrated 3D control machine. It has the antennas on top of the cab, which are low profile design, which really hides them and prevents the opportunity for theft and vandalism to occur. But Cat offers a lot of different grade control solutions, and let's go back to what our basic grade control solution is, starting out with Slope Assist. Slope Assist is basically a feature where we use sensors to control the blade to a specific blade angle in the cross slope and main fall direction. It's a great solution to provide the operator control the blade when they are trying to get water to run on a surface from point A to point B. Cat Grade with 3D, as you see on the D3 here, is a great solution for using GPS as an off-board reference system to control the blade. However, sometimes we do not have visibility to the sky. For an example, we may be working inside a building of some type, finished grading, where GPS would not be usable. In that case, we would need to use a laser reference system or a total station reference system to actually help control the blade. The nice thing about our dozers is that we have that capability already built into the machine with the quick connects mounted up on top of the hood, and then also the mass mounts already attached to the blade. So all the owner has to do is acquire either a laser or total station system, mount it on the blade, run the cables up to the quick connects, and they're off and running with their Cat Dozer 3D integrated machine. Behind the left-hand enclosure door, you'll find the cab air filter, which is easily replaced from ground level. Also behind it is the primary fuel filter, along with the water separator, which also has a sensor that alerts the operator in the dash if any water is in the fuel. And then behind it is the washer bottle for the windows on the cab. On the back of the Cat Dozer, you'll notice starting on the left-hand side, the blue area, that blue compartment is the fill port for DEF fluid. Beside it, it is the fuel fill port. In the very center, you'll notice, is the backup camera, which is really nice feature for saving the operator from having to turn their head all the way to the rear when backing up. Really helps reduce fatigue at the end of the day. Right below it is the indicator for the hydraulic fluid level for the machine. We use one common tank for both the implement and the drivetrain oil. And then over to the right is the fill port for that hydraulic fluid. All of these fill ports can be locked for vandalism protection. On the right-hand side enclosure, you'll see we have the two CAT maintenance-free batteries. Right behind the maintenance-free batteries is the hydraulic filter, and then to its front is the disconnect switch, which is currently in the off position. One of the sweetest areas of the new next-gen CAT dozers is the cab area. To get started here, I'm going to hook my seat belt, which has a new orange-colored 3-inch seat belt, very comfortable. As I look over the top of the hood, you'll notice the visibility is great with the new sloped hood. I have excellent peripheral vision of the job site from all sides, and also the ability to look down the corner of the blade, because that's really where the operator looks to do their work. As far as controls go, they are seat-mounted controls, which means they do not feel the vibration that comes up through the machine. On the left-hand side, I have my direction and steering control. Also, the yellow button is my bidirectional control, and also the black button is the horn button. The thumb wheel at the bottom controls my gear ratio or ground speed. The right-hand control is what controls the blade lift and tilt, and then also the thumb wheel controls the blade angle. Your yellow button on the right-hand joystick controls your automatic off-on for your grade control features, and also you have two black buttons which control the increment and decrement functions on grade control. If the machine is equipped with a power pitch option, those are what control the power pitch. With the seat-mounted controls, it makes it very easy for the operator to be comfortable in the cab when they're doing their work. Notice my hands and arms as I rest my arms down on the armrest and drop my hands down onto the controls. They fall very naturally right on top of the controls for less fatigue during the day. And if I do need to adjust my armrest, I can do so very easily without any tools by simply grabbing the latches on this side, adjusting the armrest up and down into a position that's comfortable for the day. On the right-hand console, we have our throttle control knob, which allows us to set whichever engine RPM we want to operate at. Also, that is where we would set if we wanted to operate in eco mode to save fuel. Right above it is the red parking brake lever, and right beside it is the implement lockout button. To the rear, if equipped with 4th valve hydraulic control for the ripper or a retrieval winch, that joystick is located in this area on the right-hand console. On the left-hand console, we have our temperature controls for both the fan and the temperature setting, and also the air conditioner switch. Directly in front of us, we have great visibility to the machine health display. The operator can look at this screen at the top and know exactly what the different operating conditions are for the machine. Also, if equipped with slope assist, that is where they would view that information for controlling the blade main fall and cross slope angle. Directly below it, we would have our display for 3D GPS if equipped, with great visibility down to the corners of the blade, which is super if you're doing grading work. You can glance back and forth between those two areas and know exactly what kind of job you're doing. For great operating conditions inside the cab, we've got a great HVAC system with airflow on the two posts on the left and the right, with great ventilation to the operator. Also very comfortable footrests up on the dash if the operator chooses to use those for a brace or comfort, or just changing your foot setting during the day. Up top, we have the buttons which will control your wiper and washer, and then to the right is your radio and Bluetooth. We've covered a lot of valuable features on the new next-gen cat dozers today. From the blade to the undercarriage to the comfortable cab we talked about, and also the new grade control technology available, such as slope assist and grade with 3D. For more information on these features, please contact your local cat dealer.